Oh, that one is so spicy that my breath feels spicy on my tongue. Oh.
Hi, I'm David Wilson. I am the chair of the Tulsa Young Democrats. We are doing our first ever episode of Hot Dems with Michelle McCane.
First hot Dem, I'll take it. Running for House District 72.
1 week away, right?
1 week away. We are very close to the finish line.
Wow. What? How are you feeling?
Excited and exhausted about sums it up. Like, things are going well, but it's just a lot of knocking on doors in the heat. So I am not a fan of the June temperatures, but at least it's not July, I guess. So making it work.
Well, if you win, you don't have to worry about.
Yes, then I just get to go knock for other people in the heat.
Right.
so I can do less.
Right.
I'll just do like 10 doors today. Something like that.
So the first sauce is the Bombero Mexican style hot sauce. This is...
I have no spice tolerance at all whatsoever. It's embarrassing, actually. I have a little bit of shame about it, but I'm going to make this work with you guys. We're going to see what I can do. So. I'm spicy already. I'm going to make it through. Yep. Not spicy already, because I'm a whip. But I can do it. It's okay. It's good. It's good sauce.
To me, that wasn't. It was like maybe like a lemon pepper spice. I mean,
no, it wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. I'm just a wimp.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for State House.
So, I am stubborn and I don't feel like I should have to move for a better lifestyle as part of it. I kind of got tired of being called a terrorist and an indoctrinator. But really, like, I've lived in my district since 2016, but my family's lived there since like the 50s. And a couple years ago, I called up Representative Nichols and said, hey, could you meet me for coffee? And we got together and I try to do what I can for like community through school, but I wanted to do something else. So I was like, I want to get more involved in the community. I want to do something else. And he told me that he was planning to run for mayor and kind of lightly suggested it, running for 72, but I really just kind of laughed at him because I was like, I'm a school librarian. That's totally different ballgame. Like, no, I don't need to do that. But I thought about it a lot, and it wasn't the first time somebody suggested. And so I spent a lot of time like talking to friends and family and figuring out like, what is that job and would I be delusional to try to run? I didn't want to be somebody that was up there whose friends were like, oh no, why is she doing that? But I really just wanted to be able to like address some of the stuff that's going on that doesn't help everyday people, like the stuff that's just for headlines and performance, because my district doesn't need headlines and performance. They need actionable steps. They need improvement in their quality of life.
So the second sauce is apple whiskey.
Okay. Oh, that sounds tame. That sounds tame.
Hopefully.
But your deep sigh says you're dreading it as much as I am. Okay. Okay. Yep, that's spicy.
Full disclosure, we did not have her sign a in agreement to do this. Like, you cannot sue us.
I got you. I'm a public school teacher. I can't afford an attorney to sue you. I'm going to sit there. Well, yeah. Okay, this is... I don't know how I'm going to get to number 6. My lips are burning. Oh. Alright.
So, what's the most important issue facing your district currently? And if elected, how do you plan to combat this issue?
There are a couple of things. So, education is one of them, but that's more just because it's a foundational issue for everybody. But what we have going on with like our state superintendent is really significant to my district. Tulsa Public Schools has room for improvement, for sure. Needs to do better. You don't get there by attacking teachers and attacking the district and making this like a teacher versus parent or state versus district issue. So that's one of them, because our students are in schools that are underperforming, they're understaffed, they're under-resourced, and so their outcomes are never going to be as good as the schools that have, more funding and more teachers and all of that. But also, the median income in my district is $29,000. A livable wage in Oklahoma is around $60,000 or $29 an hour. I don't make that as a teacher. Our support staff doesn't make that. Tons of other jobs don't make $29 an hour. So people are trying to survive, and getting out of survival mode and being able to thrive is what I'd like to see for people. How we do that, we're a super minority, so realistically, it's not an easy thing. Representative Waldron has already done an interim study and tried to pass a bill for funding school lunches. I'd love to be supportive of that and revisit that. That's a really simple thing. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but $3 a day for breakfast and lunch adds up when you're making $7.25 or $10 an hour. It's a significant amount of money to pay just for your kid to eat at school, which we require them to be there. So it doesn't make sense why you can't give them lunch. We've got the petition for higher minimum wage, so we'll have to see how that plays out with voters, whether or not that goes to the ballot. But I think we could do some looking into what can we realistically do. Can we raise the minimum wage in our state like some other states have done to try to fill in that gap? We know we have some social services and things like that that help support that, but does everybody know about those? Are we making sure that it's easy for them to access and it's really beneficial to them? Or have we just said, oh, we're doing this thing and it's on a list somewhere, but we're not making sure that people can utilize it? So again, they get past that survival point and get into thriving. And really, I just want to be present in my district and talk to my constituents. I don't have a prescribed solution for every single issue. Other people have ideas or work in industries that I'm not familiar with, and so making sure that I'm open to talking to those people and then taking those things to the Capitol to see what we can leverage to best work for everybody.
Now, what neighborhoods are in your district?
So my district is an interesting district. I have half of Turley, and then I have a sliver of Owasso and Sperry, and then I also cover like the Tulsa Zoo area. So if you go down on the north side of Mohawk, down over to the zoo. And then I have from 56th and Lewis up to 6th and Lewis and over to Harvard in some places and like midway between Harvard and Yale. And then it goes over and I have the Kendall Whittier area over into a bit of downtown, Owen Park, and West Tulsa.
That's a little bit of a
diverse
district across the whole board.
Yeah, so I've gone out and I've walked up to the door and had to walk past like an oil derrick and horses, and then other places where I'm like in like condominiums and like walking around in like a gated community almost type vibe, or the historic neighborhood like within Owen Park. So yeah, it's a varied district for sure.
So
I know you're gonna say that third sauce, and my nose is already running from the first two.
Blaze, Ghost,
Blazed ghost pepper. Okay. Blazed ghost pepper. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, okay.
Oh, there's the back of the throat.
Ooh. Okay, that one was hot. Okay. All right. Well, thank goodness spice tolerance is not essential for office, because this is not a good look. I look so pathetic right now. Whew, that's a hot one. We are just only on number 3. Oh, okay. I have some milk.
So, considering the governor's current stance on tribal sovereignty and his battle with the tribes, and your district kind of includes the Muskogee Creek Nation and the Cherokee Nation.
And Osage.
Yeah. And Osage.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan on strengthening the relationship between the state and the tribes, if you like it?
Well, first of all, talking to people. I think that the tribal leadership has their own areas of expertise and experience and their own vision for their citizens, and I think that there are a lot of things that they do that we as a state could be collaborating with them on. It doesn't have to be, we're on this side and they're on this side. So always having that kind of open line of communication. I'm a citizen of the Muskogee Nation, but I want to make sure that the Cherokee Nation and Osage Nation also feel included. I mean, we're on their land, which we did not ask for politely. It was not given to us. And I think being aware of that, but also understanding that everything that they're doing is not about circumventing the state or anything like that. It's about helping their citizens and supporting their culture and keeping their tribes thriving. And I think if we have conversations with an open mind, we can find those points of collaboration. I'm not sure why we're fighting with people who, were here long before us, and who are, again, just trying to thrive and take care of its citizens. It doesn't take a lot to be respectful of other people. I greatly appreciate the tribes have stepped up this summer with food programs for kids. I don't know why our governor thought that our students and our kids didn't need that, but I appreciate that they stepped in, and I think that stuff like that is what we have to remember. They've been there to fill in the gap when our own government has not, and so to dismiss them and not want to work with them would be irresponsible.
All right. The fourth sauce is Ignite Chipotle Pepper. Chipotle isn't all that spicy, but that Ignite.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it needs to be named Ignite, but okay, we're gonna make it work. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. I don't know if the other one burned off my taste buds or something, but that's actually not bad. I can actually get with this one. This is not bad.
So one of the biggest issues to Democrats right now is the threat to public education posed by Ryan Walters, who is now under investigation by the Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
And also the Oklahoma State Department of Education.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the current state of public education in our state, and how do you plan to hold Ryan Walters accountable?
So the current state of public education is not in a good place. Our teachers and support staff are underpaid. We have a significant number of vacancies. We've lowered the requirements for certification in order to get people in. Our outcomes for students are clearly down, even before the pandemic, but certainly following the pandemic. Academic outcomes in math and reading are lower than they should be. Our kids are coming out of school not as prepared for life and for college as they should be. I don't think that it is impossible for us to recover from that or improve on that. And I don't think that it's necessarily that districts aren't trying to do their best, but when you keep removing resources and money and funding, it's kind of hard to keep up. And a lot of times teachers and our support staff make do, but that's not the same as being, fully funded and resourced. I actually spoke to some people yesterday that were like, can you bring back like wood shop and automotive and driver's ed? And I think that those types of classes have gotten kind of lost in the shuffle. And we talk about returning to the basics, but those are some of the basics, and you learn how to work together and all these other skills and different communication and vocabulary. Like there's all these different things that you learn that support that math and reading stuff. As far as our superintendent, I think having laws and policies and following procedures is a big thing. Whenever he makes administrative rules, our legislative body needs to vote on those. They need to be the ones that are implementing those, and they don't just need to rubber stamp what he's doing. If his rules are good and they're going to benefit student outcomes and they're the best choice, great. But if they're not, then they need to make sure that those are not implemented, because a lot of the things that he's trying to do are actually harmful for students and not beneficial. I think that Democrats have repeatedly called for investigations and accountability measures, and that hasn't been something that's been followed through on until now. And unfortunately, I think that will likely happen again, is that we will ask that they, hold him accountable, and they do that. But as the super minority, it kind of makes it hard. I'd be happy to co-sponsor any legislation that can shore up the regulations, and not just for Ryan Walters. We should have things in place so that no matter who is in that office, they are held accountable to do that job with integrity and do what's best for public school students, period.
So the sauce is very cayenne.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, yep, they're on the hot part. Okay.
So, if you could describe your campaign using one song, what would it be and why?
Oh, if I could, okay. Oh.
And if you need me to repeat the question.
If I could describe, my tongue is on fire. If I could describe my campaign in one song, what would it be a why?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god, I can't even think of a single song. Okay. That one is so spicy that my breath feels spicy on my tongue. A song that just... Alright, let me... my sinuses are clear. A song that describes my... I can't think of a single song at the moment. I cannot think of anything but the burning of my tongue right now. Whew. I feel like it's getting hot in here right now to do the song, but that's not the campaign. Oh my goodness. That's a hard one. I don't know if I could have a song that would describe my campaign. I will say I very often listen to the Rough Riders anthem on my way to events, because it's just a good hype song. My playlists are so unhinged, though. It could be so many things. I feel like Rick Ross Hustle is a good one. I feel like I've been out knocking doors for forever, but it's only been since October. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. That's a tough one. I should have asked you these questions in advance. I'd had time to go through my playlist. Man, it just depends on the day.
What would it be today?
Today? It's getting hot in here. I don't know. Whew,
that's fair enough.
Yeah, that would be it today. I don't know. I hope that it's all I do is win by the end. That's the hope, is all I do is win. Because hopefully we come out of this a winner. But Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I definitely should have asked for the questions in advance. I hate music questions because I love so many different things, and I almost never know song names half the time. So like I find the name, I look them up, I add it to my playlist, and I never know what it is after that. So.
Number 6, the 6 sauce.
Oh, what is it?
It's the Phantom Buffalo Ghost Pepper Wing Sauce. Do we have to eat this?
Why are we doing ghost pepper? Why is ghost pepper a thing that people want to eat? Also, like the whole point of peppers is they are trying to not be eaten. That's why they're spicy, and humans were like, no, this is great. This is perfect. Alright. Freaking ghost pepper phantom. Okay. This just sounds... Alright. Okay.
I'm going to power through.
Power through.
Power through. We may need to have a break after this one.
Okay. I'm like, oh, no, there we go. Okay, it's kicking in a little bit. I think 5 was worse, though. But I don't know if it's just because it's still on fire from 5 and, like, it doesn't...
I feel like my lips are still on fire from 3.
Okay. Yeah, 5 was the worst, I think.
Yeah.
6 is okay. I think I could even eat the whole thing of 6. I think I could do it.
Maybe that's just because of your taste buds are...
They're damaged now.
Michelle McCane has no taste buds anymore.
Whew.
So, is there a question you wish you were asked during your campaign, perhaps about a topic or issue that you believe deserves more attention? If so, what would that question be?
I don't know that there is a question that I wish I would ask, because I feel like as I've been out on doors and I've done different things, like I've gotten asked kind of a bunch of different questions, a lot about education, of course, but I feel like people have asked a little bit of everything, it feels like, up to including, am I a natural woman and can I get rid of Biden? So we've run the gamut of questions at the doors. People have kind of thrown a little bit of everything at me. So I think...
I'm curious on that. Getting rid of Biden.
Yeah, I was...
You knocked on their door.
They're independents, and so our race is decided in a primary. So we're knocking on Democrats and independents. And so, I mean, they were very nice, and they listened to my spiel. And I think that they're... You know, they said, like, we vote on, you know, individual people and not party, which is, like, I can respect that. I think just, I guess maybe one of the things would just be, like, what do I plan to do within the community is not something that anybody has asked me, which is kind of one of the more important things. Like, policy and all of that is important, but, like, talking to people in my district, being available. I've given out my phone number to people. My plan is, if we win on the 18th, then within the next 2 months or so before school starts back, whenever I don't have as much time, but we'll do some type of event within the community so people can come out and talk to me, and I can find out, like, what they're concerned about or worried about, because we file bills in December, and so I need to know not just what ideas I have, but, like, what they have going on.
Well, Michelle.
Now that you've burned all my days, you're like, all right, we're done with you. Whew. You
were great.
This was fun, though. I will.
You survived.
I survived. I made it. Thankfully.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Agreeing to come in from one heat and I thought
about that too. I was like, I would be sweating from hot wings. I'm gonna go outside and sweat. No, it was good. It was good. No, I appreciate this. Like, I've got a few more years that I can be in the young